Hey guys, it's Shay. I'm here in Dondo, Mozambique. And I've been here for the last 2 to 3 weeks. Honestly, I've lost count of how long I've been here. I wanted to make a video while I was here. There's been many things like stirring in my heart. I was gonna say brewing, but I don't know if that's correct. But there's been lots of things since I've been here that have just come up in my heart, and I wanted to take a second, or a lot of seconds, minutes actually, and kind of just share some of them with you. We've been going out into different villages and areas of Mozambique that were hit with the cyclone. Like I think it was in March or April, and it has been amazing to be a part of a team that is not just bringing provision spiritually with the truth and the gospel, but it's been amazing to go and actually practically be able to know that you're helping change a family's life with food. You're gonna hear noises around me. This is Africa, and I just got a bug flown on me, I'm pretty sure, but this is the beauty of Africa. But anyways, we would go out and we would give just huge bags of food to villagers that have all been affected by the cyclone here. And I think in many ways I came like, cool, we're gonna go do this, very practical thing. And I was excited about it because there's something beautiful when you can not just meet a spiritual need, but meet a practical need on the mission field. There's this different sense of satisfaction that it brings. And so as we were praying over all these bags and things, preparing to go out, I just felt like the Lord was like, Shay, these aren't just bags of food, they're answered prayers. And I just was like wrecked on the inside of like, what? Like, hold on. And I had to kind of pull my American mindset off for a second and really kind of lean into that and realize that like, this isn't just like somebody handing, hey, come over and have dinner at my house. Like, we're coming and these people have been believing for food, and their lives have been completely and utterly destroyed due to a cyclone, and we're handing them bags of food that will bring that much more provision of food for families and just things like that. And so I was just wrecked, and then after that we came back. We drove on the bumpiest roads I think I've ever been on in my life. I don't say that lightly. I don't even know how to describe it. That is how crazy bumpy it was. And I got sick, and just different awesome opportunities to bless the Lord with all of my soul. But there's been something mainly that I wanted to share that I'm still, again, like chewing on the inside. When you come, when you come to a third world country, and you think you're coming to bring something and offer something, and in many ways you're going to come and bring encouragement to long-term missionaries. But truthfully, like, I think for me, the best thing that happens to me on third world trips, and any trips honestly out of America, is that my soul remembers that all the things that I've concerned myself with, the circumstances of my life, genuinely in the most beautiful way, do not matter. And I don't say that in a belittling way that, as if God doesn't care about the details, because he does, and he loves blessing us. But at the end of the day, there's things that I've allowed to sit on a throne in my heart that genuinely don't matter. In the span of eternity, certain things just don't matter. And it's been so good for my soul to just remember and to anchor in that he feeds the hungry. He clothes the naked. He's there for the poor. And honestly, he loves me. And like his goodness does so much for me. And so I don't want to belittle that side of the Father that takes care of us, and he perfects the things that concern us. Please don't, if you're hearing it that way, then you're hearing me completely wrong. But there's just something in me that would want to tell people, does it really matter? The things that you find consuming your mind, the circumstances that you just can't sleep over at night. At the end of the day, does it really matter? Like, does it really matter? I don't think it does, friends. I really don't. Like, I wish that Christians would talk about that more, because at the end of the day, the things that I choose to let concern me probably don't really matter in the span of eternity, in the span of my little life. They don't really matter to the extent that I'm making them matter. They do matter, but I'm giving them so much energy that they in a sense have gone from, they've turned my worship into worry. And I think what I love about being here is that their worries actually matter. They need to know that they're going to have food to feed their families, that their house has been washed away by a cyclone, and they have no shelter, like literally no shelter. Like, these are things that matter. And yes, our houses matter, and our cars matter, and life. Please hear my heart. I'm not trying to say this in a judgmental way. I just want to bring some perspective that my own heart needed. And I think it's one of the many reasons that I love coming and being here amongst the people, is that my soul needed to remember that some things don't matter as much as I'm making them. That I've actually let some things sit on the throne of my heart, and I've wrapped God around it and said, yay, he's so good and he's so kind. But truthfully, I've got to unwrap him and just let him sit there and let all the stuff dwindle away. Like, I think of seek first the kingdom, and all these things will be added unto you. It's not, hey, go seek all these things and then wrap his name around it. And so it's just been something sober that it's been very sobering to remember what matters. So what matters? What matters is that I know I'm loved, and there are practical things that matter. My family, my bills matter. I have bills to pay. They matter. And so I don't want to get so extreme in the thought process, but I do think sometimes we have to remember at the end of the day, it's just stuff. It's just stuff. And honestly, what matters is and I think I quote David, but he quoted it from Solomon, and he said, above all else, tend to your heart. Those are the things that matter. Solomon, the wisest of all people, and honestly they say he was one of the richest people. The thing that he said that mattered the most was this thing inside of me, this heart. And to fight against the distractions and fight against making things bigger than they really are. And when you make something bigger than it is, it's saying, I don't actually trust God in his big and in his bigness and his lordship. I actually don't trust him very much, so I'm making this bigger than him. And that's what I want to get to, is this place. And being here is this reminder of what have I made bigger than him? Living this simplistic African life, what have I made bigger than him? And it's wrecking me, friends, because I think sometimes we get caught up in life. We get caught up in the details. We get caught up in striving. We get caught up in trying to figure it out. And truthfully, it all washes away when you come face to face with him. And you're just actually, I'm just loved. And actually, that's all that matters, is that I tend to this. I tend to this heart. And I say, come close. The pure in heart shall see you. Come close. And make this heart hungry again. That's something else, is just finding that hunger again of it's so easy to get complacent. It's so easy to just find yourself kind of just going with the flow. And I'm God, cause me to hunger. Cause me to have to have you. Cause me to know what it feels like to live in true desperation, that you literally have to meet me. And so I just want to say all of that, apparently. But more than anything, I want to ask you, what are those things that you've made bigger than him? I know it's provoking, and I know it sucks because it makes you have to actually check in. In my life, it's easy to wrap things and say, I'm doing this for God, I'm doing this. But truthfully, am I sitting still and letting him come close? and saying, God, you're the thing that satisfies me. You're the thing that makes me want to wake up in the morning. And so I think for me, among all my travels, I specifically love third world countries because it does that to my soul. It's like a resuscitation of my soul, a wake-up call of like, does it really matter? Am I really making it that big of a deal when truthfully it's in the span of eternity, in the span of a lifetime? Does this really matter? Does it really matter? So I want to encourage you today, as well as slap myself around while I preached a little bit, and remind your soul that some things that you're making bigger than they are don't actually matter, because he's bigger than those things. He's bigger than all your like stuff. So just a friendly reminder, the more you know that you're loved, and that's what matters, and your heart matters. And I'm reminding myself that amongst being a place that has felt the hit of devastation and the hit of where's it going to come from, the things that matter. And he shows up every time. He's multiplied food bags on our outreaches. We've seen people get saved. We've seen people get healed. He matters. And then everything else fits underneath him. And so I want to encourage you with that today. I hope that you have a good day.